All right, y'all, we back. Episode 2, Listen to Your Inner Voice. In the pursuit of personal development, we often find ourselves seeking guidance from external sources, books, mentors, or self-help gurus. While these resources undoubtedly have their merits, we often forget to tap into the most powerful tool we possess, our inner voice. This subchapter is here to remind you the importance of listening to that inner voice and how it can guide you on your journey of self-transformation. And listening to your inner voice. How many times have we said, man, I wasn't even going to go? Listen to your inner voice. I knew that was going. Listen to your inner voice. Because obviously you got the message. And a lot of times we don't actually hear and listen to the message and how we're guided in this world. This is episode 2, Listen to Your Inner Voice. The first episode was about leading by example. And next we're going to talk about creating positive habits. And this information comes from The Art of Self-Transformation, Navigating the Journey of Personal Development. I believe it's book 3 in the Life Skills TTP series. These books are on probably like 10 book channels, Apple Books, Amazon, you can get it. Or you could just watch these 10 episodes and you will have the information. So, creating positive habits. In our journey of personal development, one of the most powerful tools we have at our disposal is the ability to create positive habits. Habits are the building blocks of our lives, shaping our thoughts, actions, and ultimately our destiny. By consciously cultivating positive habits, we can transform ourselves into the best version of who we are meant to be. I know that's what I'm striving for. Also, I got to take responsibility for contributing to a lot of the nonsense and the bad behavior growing up and even when I was a grown adult. And the reason I'm doing this is because most people won't speak out. Most people won't be like, oh, I learned what I learned, this, and that. People going to be who they are and this, and that. But you don't never know who it's going to reach. You never know who it's going to touch. And that individual could touch somebody else, and he could touch somebody else, or she could touch somebody. It doesn't matter. Life Skills TTP is a community. We share here all of the shared experience, those skits and all of that, or real experiences. Some people like to say, hey, yeah, put my name up there, da da da. Other people just want to look at the reality, you know. And so I just feel good about sharing my experience and sharing it with people who genuinely are trying to seek peace of mind and really try to figure out, hey, why am I going crazy all the time? And so how do we go about creating positive habits? Well, the first step is to identify areas of our lives that need improvement. And in order to do that, you have to build a foundation, a structure. Just like buildings, right? You don't build a foundation, it's going to come crumbling down. Same thing in life. You can't skip that step. You need that foundation. Are we struggling with time management, maintaining a healthy lifestyle, or cultivating a positive mindset? Once we identify these areas, we can start implementing small changes that will lead to lasting habits, which means consistently saying, hey, I'm going to have 1 cup of coffee every morning, not 3. I'm going to have 1, and I'm going to do that for a week. And then pretty soon after that week, you might do it for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And so then you realize, you know what, I only needed 1 cup of coffee a day, if that's your thing. But the study says we can drink 3 to 5 cups of coffee a day. I'll probably do a different thing on that. But it is important to start small and be consistent. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are positive habits. By focusing on one habit at a time, we can avoid overwhelming ourselves and increase the chances of success. Which means you start putting stuff together, you start to notice that it's habit forming, you start to know that you're doing this automatic on your own, like on autopilot, and you don't even have to worry about it after a while. For example, if we want to improve our fitness, we can start by committing to a 15-minute walk every day. This becomes a part of our routine, we can gradually increase the duration and the intensity of our exercise. And that comes week after week after week after week also. I can tell you I was almost 300 pounds. Changed my diet. I exercise. I always work. I was always what you would call stay busy. I wasn't like a couch potato or nothing like that. I just ate a lot. And then I drove commercially, so my job required me to be sitting in a truck. And if you know anything about truck drivers or people that do that, you know, we can say whatever we want, but, you know, you develop a certain kind of body when you do that. And it took me a long time, 6, 8 months. I had to keep saying, okay, I'm going to cut this out, not do this, put this in, do this, not do that. Until now, I don't put certain stuff in my body. And I cook my own food because I listen to my inner voice and try to stay away from, a lot of that processed stuff. But another key aspect of creating positive habits is setting clear and achievable goals, which means obtainable goals. Realistic stuff, not fantasy, not, like for instance, like I used to be, I'm going to be a rapper, I'm going to be a hip hop artist. Stuff like that. Set more realistic stuff like, hey, I'm going to go get this trade to be a carpenter. It's realistic. They have programs. You can go. It doesn't cost anything. I think you sign up for the union. No, I know. Sign up for the union to put you in the apprentice program, and you'll be rolling from there. But without a clear direction, it is easy to lose motivation and fall back on old patterns. What's comfortable? Even the people around you, they ain't doing nothing, they ain't doing no good, but it's just comfortable. Those are old patterns because it's 20 years later and the individual is still acting like that. That's old patterns. And if it's not in line with what you're doing and what you got going on, then you got to make some changes by setting specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound goals, which are SMART goals. And if you've been in any programs or personal development things or mental health or peer-to-peer or anything like that, you know about SMART goals. We can stay focused and on track of our progress. For instance, if our goals is to read more, we can set a target of finishing 1 book a month. And that's listening to your inner voice, because I'll just speak for myself. A lot of the times I get the positive stuff first. I talk myself that, no, I don't think so. I get pessimistic and stuff. When I should have just had confidence. So I'm going to do that. Whatever the outcome is, I'll deal with it. I'm a grown adult. And so it's also important to surround ourselves with a supportive environment. And I'm huge on that. I'm huge on environment, people around you, what's going on, the vibe. You got to feel it. Can't ignore it. Our surroundings greatly influence our habits and behaviors. By surrounding ourselves with like-minded individuals, we also strive for personal growth. We can inspire and motivate each other. Additionally, removing any triggers or distractions that hinder our progress can greatly enhance our chances of success. Listen to your inner voice. Episode 2, Life Skills TTP. I thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate your time. Subscribe if it's your thing, it's your vibe. This is, I feel, is a hip peer-to-peer life, mental health, that's how I feel about it. So I appreciate you hanging out, and I appreciate you